Irene with Get Sleep TV, the place for education, support, and encouragement for parents to help everyone sleep well. I want to talk about one of the two toughest areas when it comes to sleeping. Napping being the first, but the second being early rising. Many parents will complain and talk about, well, we've been sleep coaching our baby, but my child still is waking up in those early morning hours, sometimes in that 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning window. Sometimes our children go to bed great, and then they're still waking up in that 5 o'clock window. And so I want to tell you that there are 4 causes that happen when it comes to early rising. And it could be one or any combination of these that might be holding your child back from getting in that better sleep in the morning. The first reason is sometimes our children are going to bed too late. The second reason is our child could be sleep deprived from lack of naps or daytime sleep that they need. The third reason is that there could be too large of a wakeful window between the time they wake up from that last nap and bedtime. Or the fourth and tricky reason is that our child is going to sleep too drowsy. So you might be wondering, well, what can I do to help eliminate the early rising? Well, the first thing is you want to make sure that your child is getting to bed on time and early. Children, typically infants, toddlers, and preschoolers, are going to sleep and falling asleep somewhere between 6 and 8 p.m. at night. When children do wake up in this early morning time, you want to treat it just like a night waking and go in there with your consistent response that you would for any other night waking. Depending on the age of your child, you want to make sure that they're getting the appropriate amount of sleep that they need during the day. Make sure that their sleep tank is filled so you don't have an overtired, overstimulated child going into the night, because that actually can cause more frequent wake-ups and early rising. You'll want to take a look at your nap situation and make sure that the timing of the nap allots for enough wakeful time for sleep pressure to build up in the evening time without having too large of a wakeful window. You can take a look at the wakeful windows down below to see what is the appropriate amount of wakeful time for a well-rested child. And the last one is that you want to make sure your child is actually putting themselves to sleep. Sometimes parents are like, but they fall asleep and bedtime is super easy, but they're just waking up really early. That could mean that you're putting your baby down, or toddler, or preschooler, too drowsy. They might be just passing out from sheer exhaustion, and they actually don't know how to put themselves to sleep. So you want to make sure that whatever is happening at bedtime, they're actually able to do that during those really difficult times between 3 and 6 in the morning, so that they actually have the skill of knowing how to put themselves back to sleep during the hardest time of day. And I hear this all the time from parents. Some parents say, well, they're waking up around 5:30 or 5:45. It's close enough to 6. The challenging part is that if we continue to start our day early and early, over time, it can get earlier. And the more that we do this, it can become a really difficult ingrained habit to break later as our children get older. And the hard part, I'm sorry I have to break the bad news to you, is that early rising really takes time to change. We're adjusting the body's circadian rhythm. So you can't expect to make changes for a couple of days or even like a week or so, because the body really needs some time to naturally shift. Depending on the age of our child, it can be such an ingrained habit that it could take a couple weeks to possibly a couple months to really see a change and eliminate that early rising. Uber consistency and persistence is what's going to help you battle and get through that early rising. Do you have other sleep questions or concerns? Well, let's hop on the phone and talk about it. You'll see a link to my calendar down below. Share this with your friends and let them know that they can get help and support here at Get Sleep TV. Sweet dreams.